What's up, gang? It's Garage Goons, the most trash show on YouTube, and I'm your boy Tyler. And recently I had somebody ask me, "Hey man, I noticed you have a few different pairs of boxing gloves. Which one is your favorite?" And sorry to disappoint. I know the title of the vid makes it seem like I'm going to give you my favorite, but it's kind of like asking me to pick my favorite child. Even though I don't have kids yet. My wife is due in April, so that'll be the first one and the only one, so she will be my favorite until we have another. But I'm going to just quickly talk about all the boxing gloves I have, what I like about them, what I use them for, when I use them, stuff like that. So the first one I'm going to show you guys is these are my Sanibel MMA sparring gloves. And I don't do MMA anymore. I want to do one more fight before I completely hang up my MMA gloves. But as of right now, my wife is pregnant and I can't afford risking a major injury. So I haven't been doing, MMA classes or whatever, or I haven't brushed up on my jiu-jitsu and my wrestling in a minute. But these are great because I do have guys that come in and spar from MMA gyms that are the homies. They still do MMA. That's my background, and I've transitioned to Muay Thai and boxing. But it's always going to be my first love. It's always going to be the ultimate fight sport to me. And, I am a striker at heart, but I'm a mixed martial artist at heart more. You know what I mean? And these are great. These are light. There is enough padding on here to where you can throw solid shots. It's not going to kill your partner. And you still get all of the grips of a normal MMA glove, and you have all the faculties of your fingers and your grips and all that stuff for, if it goes to the ground, you get a takedown, and now you're trying to work your submission game or maybe some ground and pound or something like that. Okay, so I'll put this right one on. What I really like about the Sanibel ones is, are they the best MMA glove, sparring glove made? Probably not. But what I like is the fist compartment is just thick enough to where you can throw shots and not worry about destroying your sparring partners. But they're still slimline enough to where I can, if I take your back or something, I can try to sneak it under, your chin, or, really try to get in those tight places for trying to grab an arm for an arm bar. It's not going to get in my way too much, right? So it's kind of, the best of both worlds. And also, if you notice, this strap is very long. Okay, and it has 3 points of Velcro connection on there, which I really like. So it's really good wrist support for a very small tactile glove. So yes, I can move it, but if I really cinch it down, I mean, it's movable, but I can't move it further back than that, and I can't move it further forward than that. So it's about as locked in as you're going to get from an MMA glove, because they don't prioritize stiff wrists in MMA. People want to be able to move their wrists around. But this, to be honest, when I really cinch this down, has more wrist support than some of my boxing gloves. And the price is right. I think these go for like $40. You can go down the rabbit hole and spend way too much money on these. But when the MMA guys come in, they want to do MMA rounds. I'm always a sucker for that. I'll never say no, even though I'm a Muay Thai coach now and a striking coach now. But these are the gloves I use for when those guys get in the gym, okay? Now, the other gloves are all going to be traditional boxing gloves. Now, I am a Muay Thai coach, but I'm not a huge fan of the traditional style Muay Thai gloves. I know they're not all the same, but generally speaking, Muay Thai prototypical style gloves are a very high wrist cuff and a very wide, poofy, just bulky glove up top, because they use the same ounce system as like the Queensberry or whatever it is, British boxing, whatever, where they did everything by ounces. So they all still weigh like 10, 12, 14, 16, and in some cases 18. So their gloves, even though they start higher up, have to weigh the same amount. So how do they do that? They accomplish it by making the sides and the back really bulbous and round and fat. And I don't really like that. I'm more of an offensive guy. And even though it's better for blocking head kicks because you're covering more of your face, front and back, it's never been my thing. So These I've only had these Fly X Super Loop X gloves for a week, but I fucking love them. These are like, if I want to really get into my Nak Muay bag, you know what I mean? Like really get into my Muay Thai bag and work like clinches and stuff like that, sweeps. These are up there. And why I say that is because even though these are marketed as traditional boxing gloves, if you were to ask me what's my most Muay Thai glove I have, it's the Flies. Look at the flexibility in the wrist. Okay? So much flexibility. It still has a thinner profile. I would say it's somewhere between like mid-size and compact. But it's really easy to grab things. It's really easy to grab things with, and it's really flexible. So with these, if I'm not having any wrist issues or any hand issues or anything like that, and I really want to get into my Muay Thai bag and really work clinch, really work sweeps and catching things and holding things and grabbing things, these are the ones I reach for. And also, these are so fun to punch with. I mean, maybe not for my partners so much. They might not be their favorite gloves to get hit with, but they're so soft and I get such great feedback with my knuckles. So that's what I've been using these for. I've been using these all week. And so there is I did an unboxing video. Probably in a few weeks I'll do the actual review, but these are great. These are my Fly Super Loop X gloves that I own. And they retail, I believe, for about $200. I got them gently used on Mercari for 140 something, but I had a 40 something dollar credit, so it was only $100 out of pocket. Fly Super Loop X, okay? Velcro. So when I want to be really offensive and I want to just be coming forward, I want to be just a total nightmare to deal with and just bulldoze guys, or just really work on, you know, closing distance and sneaking stuff through the guard, I go to my MK1 Select Velcro gloves. Now these gloves are super compact this way. I talked about them in the review. When I'm throwing my vertical jab, okay, it's sneaking through the guard like a hot knife through butter. These are so fun to punch in. They're a little bit more stiff than my Flies, and they're a little bit more springy. Those are a little bit more soft, pillowy, but these ones give you great knuckle seepage, great feedback, and have enough flexibility in the wrist to where I can get good tie plums, and they're pretty easy to open as well. Now, if I have like a wrist issue or whatever, or maybe, you know, I'm just trying to be more protective, or I'm working with smaller people, I won't use these or the Flies, just because these are more offensive gloves. They probably suck a little bit more to get hit with. But these have my favorite thumb of all my gloves. I think the curve and the length and the padding and everything for my personal hand is the best. I fucking love it. And the secondary grip bar in this is phenomenal. Like everything about this glove outside of the ventilation is just fucking phenomenal. And I really love this glove. So this is kind of like my in-between. I'm going to be a Muay Thai guy who boxes. You know what I mean? Like who's focused heavy on their hand artillery, so to speak. Okay? So those are my MK1 Select 16-ounce Velcro gloves. Okay? The next one is Old Faithful, okay? This, I'm not gonna lie, I probably wore more than any other glove, but it's also one of my oldest gloves. My Hit Move All Day Balance. Now, these ones, if you watch the review on them, the Velcro is kind of weak sauce at this point, so I'm kind of babying them, and I'm trying to use my other gloves a little bit more. But if there's ever a time where I have knuckle bruising, or maybe my hand's a little swollen, or any kind of hand injury, I'm gonna go for these ones, because I still have some good forward wrist flexibility, not as much as my Flies or my MK1s, but enough to get a good tie plum. I can open them. It's more effort because the padding is so good up here. And I still get a really good feedback, good sinkage in my punch. My knuckles just don't go all the way to the edge. I get enough sinkage and pop with these gloves to where I know if I'm using my hands the correct way when I'm throwing punches. But these are just a really good all-around glove, and they're my widest glove. So when I'm trying to be defensive, and maybe I'm just trying to work my defense and making sure my hands are staying high and making sure I'm parrying shots, and I'm more of in a defensive state of mind, or I have a hand issue, I will use these gloves. Okay, so those are my Hit and Move All Day balanced 16-ounce Velcros, okay? And then the last glove I want to talk about, these are my oldest pair of my gloves, a little bit older than my my Hit and Moves, okay? These are my Fighting Freedom 18-ounce gloves. These are my biggest gloves as far as padding over the knuckle. Now, if I really hurt my hand, right? Like with the Hit and Move, if I have like a little hand swelling or whatever, fine. But if I really hurt my hand or did something to my wrist or whatever, and I just need to make it through a training session and I just need to hit the bag, or if I'm working with really small guys, I will put these on because I'm 190 pounds right now. I fight anywhere from like 175 to 180. But these, I feedback wise, they're not the best. Okay, I've never thrown a shot hard enough, whatever, to like really sink all the way through. There's so much padding over the knuckle on these ones. These are like my orthopedic, like, just be nice to me today gloves. You know what I mean? Like if I'm throwing, if I'm in there with the dogs and they want to go a couple rounds and I'm like, I just don't know if I have it in me or I'm a little banged up, I'll put these ones on and I'll go to war with these and with the smaller people. These ones have a firmer I wouldn't say firm, it's like medium density, but the way it feels like, the way I explain it is it feels like a mattress, like a thick gel mattress. It's almost like an accordion style foam that kind of collapses and just gets more and more dense as you push it down into itself. And it's very, very defensive, very good it's a protective glove, both for being able to have like a nice high amount of padding that comes up here. Okay, my knuckles are like down here, guys, just to give you an idea. I mean, my knuckles are right there. So you got like a solid 2.5 inches of padding over your knuckles, and just a very rounded, bulbous, glove compartment. The wrist support is really good for not going back, but I do have really great flexibility going forward. Another thing I like about these gloves, even though they suck to open, like I can't really open them that well, is they do have padding right here. So even though sometimes my knuckles will get crushed this way, and I'm batting punches instead of parrying them, there's so much padding over this that I've never hurt my fingers through taking kicks this way, Dutch blocking or cross blocking, tie blocking, whatever. And there's padding on the palm too. So these are actually really nice for drilling as well. When you guys are going back and forth, okay, you throw the combo, hit this part, hit the palm of my gloves, now I counter. That type of scenario, these ones are really great for, really good for your palm. And if I'm really, really hurt, and I probably shouldn't be in the gym, but I'm just gonna go anyways because that's my life, I will wear these. These are protective for me and everyone else. These are like the nice guy gloves. These are the gloves that everyone's like, oh yeah, dude, you brought your Vaders today. That's what I call them because they're black and red. But my fighting gloves, I really love these gloves. The Velcro's held up. There's some fraying here and there, but like these are just my oldest pair of gloves, and I just can't give them up because anytime I just need a break on my hands and my wrists and everything else, these are the ones I'm going to go for. The only thing I don't like about these gloves, besides that they suck to open and they're like really not flexible this way, is the thumb. It's comfortable, but I have like, if you look at this profile of the glove, there's usually a little part that kind of comes up over the glove in a way that protects your thumb. I have jammed my thumb a couple of times in these gloves. It's definitely user error. It's not like the glove is making me jam my thumb. It's me not turning my punches over. But some of my other gloves, because of the way the padding kind of goes over the thumb a little bit, saves me from that a little bit more. So that's the only gripe I have with these gloves. But these are great, man. These are $100 gloves, genuine leather. They got the stamp on there. These are my, save the hands for another day. You know what I mean? Live to fight another day gloves. So those are the gloves I have right now. Never say never, but I'm pretty happy with my collection. If you can call 4 pairs of gloves plus an MMA pair a collection. But yeah, I think I'm going to stick with these for a while. My Hit and Moves, like I said in the video I made about them recently, I might be replacing them, but not because anything outside of the damn Velcro is wrong with it, but don't stick like they used to. And if I go hit moves again, I'll probably go lace up with lace converters because I am a Velcro guy and I want the quick use. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to ask anyone to wrap my hands, but yeah, that's my glove collection. I don't have a favorite. I go through weeks where one pair will be my favorite, and right now I've been using a whole lot of Fly. You know what I mean? A week before that I was using my MK1. Before that I was using a whole lot of my hit moves, and then before that a couple months ago I couldn't get away from using my fighting gloves because a bunch of small guys were coming to class. So I threw on my 18s with the extra padding just in case, maybe I threw a shot a little bit too hard for them, because I am like 5 weight classes higher than them. So it's just one of those things where different gloves for different scenarios. So that's where I'm at right now. Oh, and if I didn't say the prices, I'll go over them again. These Fly Super Loop X, brand new, $200 bucks. MK1s Selects, $150. These new, but they're always on sale, but the retail price is like $250. And these are $100. They're on Title's website. It's fighting. Nate Diaz brand. Okay, if you watch Nate Diaz boxing matches, he always wears fighting gloves. Okay, so Garage Goons, the most trash show on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your homies, tell your friends. If you have any questions in the comments down below, feel free to ask me. And by the way, stay tuned because, like I said, a month from now, a couple weeks from now, a few weeks from now, I will be doing the full review on my Fly Super Loop X Velcro gloves and let you know how they perform, especially for Muay Thai purposes. And I think you might be surprised how much those fucking are killing it right now for me with my sweeps and my dumps and my, Thai plum and my, clinch. So thank you again. Garage Goons, the most trash show on YouTube, and we're out of this bitch.